May have entered the U.S. illegally. The FBI says it wants to question them as part of an ongoing investigation. But are these men being profiled unfairly? Joining us now from Washington is Hussein Ibish, the communications director for the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee. Good morning, Hussein.
Great to be with you.
So you feel that, in fact, these men possibly are being singled out unfairly. Why?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that, but what I would say is we need to take this warning from the FBI, this request for cooperation, with due caution. We need to understand exactly what they've said to us, which is that 5 people, and there's a lot of confusion about their names and ethnicity. The names and the ethnicities don't match. They're said to be of Arab origin, but the names are clearly South Asian, Indian, or Pakistani, probably Pakistani. So there's a lot of confusion about who these guys are and a lot of information that suggests that this might be more of some sort of an immigration issue. In other words, people entering the country illegally rather than a sort of counterterrorism matter. It's not clear at all. So what I'm saying is we need to have caution, and we need to remember that there have been a lot of false alarms. And so I think we should pay attention to this, but we shouldn't overreact.
Well,
that's the most important.
They're saying that these men may have entered the country illegally,
right,
possibly with fake identification.
Right.
It doesn't sound good. I mean, what is the government supposed to do?
Right, it's not good. I mean, it's not good, but it happens every day. The truth is, it does happen every day. I mean, we have hundreds of thousands of people in this country who've not only entered illegally, but who've been ordered deported and who are still here. We have, millions of people in this country who are here undocumented, and there are an untold number of people who come across the Mexican and Canadian borders and other points of entry every day undocumented or with questionable documentation. Now, that's not good. I agree. I think all Americans want to try to do something about that. But at the same time, that doesn't correspond to necessarily a terrorist threat. So what we need to bear in mind is that there are 2 issues that overlap, but they're not synonymous. There's immigration policy and national security policy. There's a relationship, but the 2 are not exactly the same. And increasingly in this country, we're starting to act as if they were synonymous, and they're not. You still need a rational immigration policy to deal with, millions of immigrants who are documented and undocumented that is separate somehow from a national security issue.
So all we have are the pictures of these men. We don't really know much about them, as you said, but you, in fact, don't think that these names are Arab descent.
No, they're definitely not Arabic names. Of the 5 names, 4 are absolutely not Arabic names.
Do they look Arabic, though, Hussein?
Well, it's very hard to say.
Western clothing, Western haircuts here.
Well, that's not an issue because, that's not the issue. I mean, look, what they look like is very hard to tell. These are fuzzy photos. They could be Arabs, they could be Pakistanis or Indians. It's hard to say. The names, though, 4 out of the 5 names are definitely not Arab names. Now, admittedly, the government says these may be false names, so they might be actually persons of Arab ethnicity taking on false names that are more South Asian, Indian, and Pakistani or Afghani or something like that. But certainly there's a gap here between the ethnicity and the names, and what it suggests is that there's a lot about these people that the government really doesn't know.
Really, if they have nothing to hide, the best thing would just be to turn themselves in at this point.
Of course. I mean, I think without doubt. And not only that, if anybody knows where they are, undoubtedly people should rush to cooperate. But I think that what we shouldn't do is panic. There's no basis for panic. There's no reason to freak out.
All right,
and
Hussein
we should just take a deep breath.
Thank you, Hussein. As always, we appreciate your time.
Anytime. Thank you.
Well, if anything develops in